Hey, hello, you beauties. Natalie Cutler Welsh here. Welcome back. I am doing an Empower Your Life pop-up video series. And what I'm doing is basically A to Z of tips and tools to empower your life. So every day there's going to be a certain word. So today we're doing B, and B today is for balance. Now, this is an interesting thing that most people strive for. Like we've heard of like, oh, I just want to have more balance in my life. But as many people know, balance is something that at times you will have. At times you might have balance in your life, in your relationship, in your job, but it is something that ebbs and flows. And I think that's pretty much life in general. But I'm going to give you some tools today to help move towards balance. Number one is vision. Getting clear on your vision for what balance looks like to you. Like for me, I'm kind of notorious for my house being, which way? Not so tidy all the time. If I have events or people over, I will tidy it up. But for me, having balance for me is not mean my house is tidy, therefore I will be balanced. Balance for me is making sure I do at least one thing a day that fills my cup. And that helps me to maintain my version of balance. So number one to think about is, what is balance to you? What does it look like? And more importantly, what does it feel like? So for you to think, I feel really balanced right now. What does that look like? What does that feel like? You can factor in things like work, hours, or projects that you're working on and how excited you are about them. You can factor in friendships, busyness. So I could have chosen busy as the word for today, but today is about balance. And I guess the key for me in terms of balance is a lot of what I do, and yes, I am busy, is good busy. So I choose to say yes to things, and I take that with empowered choices. I use empowered choices because I know the things I say yes to are moving me towards my goals and where I want to go. So tip number two is boundaries. It is interestingly another B word. Number one is vision. Get clear on your vision for balance, what that looks like and feels like to you. Number two is boundaries. And this is an area that I am not fantastic in. But having clarity around what you do and don't say yes to, what you will and won't do. I'm actually really good with that in my workspace and my business, and I'm not so great in my parenting space. Saying, yeah, I'm very much a yes mother for the children. So maybe identifying where in your life do you kind of let your boundaries slide or get a little bit hazy, and you maybe need to make those more clear to therefore bring more happiness and more balance into your world. Hope that makes sense. Number three, in terms of tools, and for every single video that I do, I'm going to give you 2 essential oils that are going to help with the word of the day. So the word of the day is balance, and of course, the oil of the day is balance. This is an incredible blend. And if I was to drop it into a glass of water, which I don't have with me or near me, well, there's a glass, but hang on. Okay, it's empty. It's empty, but I want you to see, I don't know if you can, that the oil itself is quite bluish, greenish in color. So what you would do is drip that into the diffuser. You would do 1 drop per hour. So if you're putting it on for 5 hours, you would do 5 drops. Otherwise, you can do 1 drop in your hand, and then you just let that drop in, rub your hands together, make a mask. Breathe it in. It is like walking through the pine forest. So yesterday, the other day, 2 days ago, I did A, which is for, we talked about anger, and I shared the oil Forgive with you and talking about anger as well as peppermint. But today, this is balance, and balance smells similar to Forgive because it does come from the trees. So anything that comes from the trees in terms of black spruce or this one here, let's read what this one's got. It does have spruce. This oil has spruce in it, camphor. It's got a few other, chamomile as well. So it's very calming and connected. So that'll help you to feel grounded and centered. So often when we have blurry boundaries or we're over busy, we sometimes do not feel balanced. And so if you come in to center and get grounded by bringing nature into your home or going for a walk in the forest, that is your balance oil that's going to help for that. The second oil that is definitely a tool for balance in my books is called Adaptive. Now, this one came out about just over a year ago, and it comes as a roller as well. So this one is great to go into the diffuser or into your hand, but it does also come in a rolly bottle diluted with coconut oil, so you can put it straight onto your neck. But again, this one, you would put it in your hands, wait for the drop to come out, breathe it in, And Adaptive has actually 6 incredible oils in it, and it helps you to adapt to times of change and transition in your life. And that's why I chose it for balance, because let's face it, we're constantly going through times like this. And some challenges you choose, and some challenges choose you, and some things we just don't have control over. But if we can use our mindset, looking at our vision of what balance is to us, looking at how we can firm up or solidify or express our boundaries a little bit better, and then using tools like essential oils to help us be more balanced, or journaling, or whatever works for you, that is going to be so helpful. And for me, like back in the day when I had blonde hair, and back in the day when my youngest was in nappies and now he's 10, when I wrote this parenting book, I talked about one thing a day, doing one thing a day that fills your cup. And we call the acronym is OTAD, one thing a day that fills your cup. And so I'll leave you with that. Comment below. Let us know what you do to stay balanced, maybe what balance means to you. What does that look like for you in your life? And which of these 3 things are you going to maybe focus on? Getting clear on your vision, getting more clear on your boundaries and making them stick, or perhaps integrating some tools into your life. If you want help with that, get in touch, nataliecutlerwelsh.com. I'll see you later. Enjoy the Empower Your Life series.